Hi, Flosstube. Welcome back. It is Sunday, August 21st. Yeah, August 21st. It's pretty early. It's only a little after 8 here, but I have a lot of things to get done today. And my name is Lisa. This channel is Creaky Geekery. It is mostly my Flosstube channel. Pretty much all Flosstube all the time. Occasionally I wander off into cosplay. That's probably going to be more. I'll talk about that at the end. I apologize, it's been so long since I updated. I did not realize it had been that long. Yeah, life. Got busy, things happened. I had a plan. Why is it that when I sit down to film, the plan goes woof? And it doesn't matter if I write it down because I have notes. It still goes woof. Anyway, it's been a while. I have done some stitching. I have a couple of cool things to show. Well, I think they're cool. We'll see. Mileage varies, but that's okay because it's my stuff and I think it's cool, so that's all that matters, right? Anyway, okay. I have a lot going on, and I've been trying. This is the third time I filmed this thing. I filmed it once about a week and a half ago before I left for my 3-day convention. It was just on the other side of town, but it was a 45-minute drive one way. If I can, I'm going to stay at the hotel with my friends. It was a doll convention, one of my ball-jointed doll conventions, and then I filmed another one after I got back, but it needed editing, and I never did get around to that, and that happened to the first one, and I'm just like, okay, film it and throw it up, and don't promise to put pictures in or anything like that. Hopefully I'll be able to make a list of links or something. I apologize if I don't in advance. Con crunch time, people. It's con crunch time. So for those of you who maybe don't know, I'm sure there's an equivalent in cross stitch in every other craft, but basically Rose City Comic Con is in a little over 3 weeks, and I have make my hair look I hate this thing. Anyway, it's in a little over 3 weeks, and I'm trying to finish my main costume, which is, as always, a reinterpretation of my Lady Dees cosplay from Lord of the Rings. She was Thorin's sister and Feely and Keely's mom, and I just decided, embrace the gray, right? I have the gray, embrace it. Do an older mom dwarf. I'm the older mom. I'm the crone. Go with the crone dwarf. Anyway, so I'm trying to get that finished, and I have family coming to visit, and yeah, so it's just, I'm a little scattered and distracted, but I really wanted to check in because I got a couple more subscribers, which is yay. I laugh every time somebody's like, I'm out of the under 1,000 subs club, and I'm just like, that's okay. I make these because I enjoy making them, and for those of you who do watch and who do comment, I treasure it. I really, really have enjoyed getting to know people and just being able to be myself. So anyway, on to the cross stitch and whatnot. So I have 2 finished objects. The one I'm excited about both of them, but I finished Miriam at Marumi Crafts, aka Marumi Designs. I finished her Persian love, which is the word love in Farsi. I believe I'm pronouncing it Eshk, and then I took it in and had it framed at my local shop because I didn't know that I had time or ever would get around to fulfilling the ideas I had for framing it. So I was just like, no, let's just take it in. It's simple, but I love it. I wasn't sure when I went in. I was like, oh, let's do, there's colors in the linen. Let's do green. Let's bring out some of those colors, but none of those worked. And when I put this frame next to it, I was just like, oh yeah. So I'm really, really happy with how this turned out, and I've had it hanging on my wall. I have in a temporary spot, but I have a more permanent place I'm going to put it because I have a okay, well, hold on one second. I can do this. Nope. So I have this piece that I stitched, oh God, probably 30 years ago, close to it. And I had it framed a few years ago, and I really like it. But it says love. I also like that they're both obviously female dwarfs, or female dolls, dwarves. I have dwarves on the brain. Anyway, so I'm going to frame these. I'm going to hang these 2 up together. I'm going to move this picture and I'll probably do it like that and hang these up together. So I'm really, that's the plan. But I'm excited. It's finished. It's done, and I love it. It's so pretty. It was a really fun stitch. Okay, now where can I put this? So there it is. Okay. Oh, and while I'm over there, I'm going to grab the book that has the pattern pictures in it that I need. Okay, so yeah, my craft room's a little bit of a mess right now just because I'm overworked. My other finish, and I didn't grab the one pattern I need for this. So I've been working on the fox. If you follow me on Instagram, my intermittent updates is the best way, I guess, to put it. I did finish this. I'm going to put it on a stocking, and so I didn't do any of the border. So this is what it looks like. I am very pleased. If I do this, I can talk better. I'm very pleased with it. It's just such a sweet face. You can't see the error I made where way up here on one of these little white, I miscounted and didn't stitch, missed a stitch, dropped a stitch basically. And I had to kind of do some adjusting to get the white belly and the legs to come together correctly. But I think it comes out okay, and I really don't think you can notice. And I had all of this together at one point, the first time I filmed this. Anyway, I'm going to do this, and then for the stocking, where is it? There it is. For the stocking itself, I found this fabric, which is a Christmas fabric. It was in the Christmas fabrics. The lady at the fabric store, we have local fabric stores, and the lady was like, "Are you sure that's Christmas?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm sure it's Christmas because Christmas got a discount." And she's like, "Do you think I was trying to take advantage of that?" It's a Christmas fabric. Why would I lie? Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, so I think that'll look really good. And I grew up in logging and mining and ranching country, so I see plaid and I tend to think, I don't know, logger, farmer. But I forget that a lot of other people, it's school uniform fabric, it's anime fabric, and it's fun. I mean, who doesn't love plaid? So anyway, I think those will go really well together. And then for the cuff, I'm going to just do a, for the cuff I'm going to do machine embroidery. I did that on the Grand Spawn stocking last year, that I did all the cross stitch on the image I wanted to put on it, and then I did the stocking with machine embroidery. And I don't have trim yet. I have some ideas on what I want to get. I just haven't had a chance to go look for it because I'm doing other things. But I went into our local fabric store looking for punches to make floss tags, and instead I came out with Christmas fabric, more project ideas. Anyway, I'm actually a lot better about that now that I'm on the Adderall for the ADHD. It's been such a life-changing thing. Anyway, I found these. So these are some ideas for little trim pieces to put on, to fill in around and up on the top, you know, just more of a multimedia presentation, I guess. So anyway, so I'm really happy that's done. I have one more that I'm working on, and that's actually part of my whips. But anyway, those are my two finishes, and yay, finishes! Yay! Not huge project finishes, but, you know, it's a finish. I feel, you know, sometimes I look at the stuff people are working on and the complicated patterns and everything, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm doing what I usually do, just over here in my corner doing my own thing. So, excuse me one moment. I can't even say I'm insufficiently caffeinated because I can't drink caffeinated coffee anymore. So it's all decaf all the time. So the death before decaf, tough. Anyway, so those are my finishes. What I've been working on, various things. I felt like my brain kind of needed a little bit of a break afterwards, but I also wanted to keep stitching, and so very much out of sight, out of mind. So I went into my basket over here where I keep the things I'm currently working on, and this is a simple one. I did the Portland one, I really like it, so I had this one started just as something fun to stitch. Oh, I lied, I have another finish. I'll grab it in a minute. But anyway, I'm making progress. I think last time I showed it to you I hadn't finished, alright kitty, I had not finished the castle. So I'm working on the castle, I've started the houses, it's going to be a pretty quick finish because all I've got left after I fill in the black in the windows and a little bit of outlining, there's some little birds up here, is the thistles down below. And I honestly thought about leaving the little houses out, but yeah, one of the things I remember most about Scotland is it looks very much like the part of the Pacific Northwest where I live, just the houses are, the landscape's very similar. The landscape is very similar. The houses are not so much. They're the little more the little old crofter style houses, I guess. Well, not crofter because those are really small, but you know, the typical British houses. Stone, kind of, you know, narrow, smushed together a lot of the time. Cottages, styles, and then also no shoulders on the road. The shoulder on the road would be like this wide. So, and lots more sheep. Lots more sheep. We have llamas and hops. Yeah, llamas and hops and alpaca. Alpaca, not llamas, alpacas and hops. So that's one of the ones I'm working on. And then I was going to show you this one. The last time I filmed this was a whip. So one moment. Sorry about that. I have a project board up here where I pin up the, or it's not a board, it's a wire mesh, and I have clips, and I clip up the things I'm working on. But this is, where'd it go? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Is it? Did I bring it in? I did. So this one is a Mill Hill kit. I bought myself a number of them, and I was working on this one, and I had some time with some meetings last week, and I finished all the black work, and then I started on the beading, and I just one night said, you know what, that won't take that long, and so I sat down and I finished it. I think I stuffed it a little incorrectly. When I was looking at the picture, I realized they closed it a lot more tightly than I closed mine, and so next one, I have another kit, but anyway, it's very pretty. It'll look nice. Will you turn around? There we are. It'll look nice on my Christmas tree. Nobody will see this. They will never know that I did not stitch it closed quite far enough. And that's not an error, that's my initials. But I have this one left. Because, you know, my favorite colors, citron green, orange, purple, turquoise. You can't see the green wall. These two walls in the room are green. Those two are turquoise. And the green on the camera comes off a lot more olivey, and in real life it's a very bright, kind of a bright yellowy citron green. So anyway, so that's my third FFO. And what else am I working on? Okay. Breathe. The other, I'm working on another stocking project. I'm not going to pull this out. It's a little annoying trying to get it out. And I'm doing this one. I bought the kit last year, and that's going to be another stocking for a family member. And then I don't have to make any more stockings for family members for a while. Woo! And so, yeah. This is how far I've gotten. Mostly what I filled in is just this recently. I'm not happy with how this doesn't seem to show up. I'm hoping that outlining it in the end will help. But it's done. And then I still have to conquer the whisper, the dreaded whisper. Ooh, this stuff was awful. I think in one of my earlier videos, it may be some of the ones I took down. I kind of tried to do a soft reboot of my Flosstube channel, and so I took some of the old ones down. And some of them I think I overshared a little bit, even though you may think I overshare now. I think I overshared way more in those. But anyway, this will be another stocking, and the whisper, I think I'm going to take it with me to my local cross stitch night, which I've been able to attend occasionally. I'm very frustrated. I thought I had things set where I'd be able to go all the time now, and then something came up, and I'm just like, so I have to see if I can reschedule. But it's like first and third Tuesdays. And a lot of ladies there have been stitching forever, who have a lot of knowledge, and they're very helpful and handy, and it's fun to go and just sit and stitch with people. The other whip that I have been working on is this one, and I started this one, I don't know, I'd have to look it up. I'm afraid to look it up. It might be 2 years, which isn't bad considering how long my Celtic Manor has been sitting around. Considering the longest whip I ever held onto was, well, I finished the stitching in '97 because I put the date on it. It was a little Christmas ornament for one of the Spawn, and I put it together in 2017. I just gave myself credit for holding on to the darn thing for 20 years. I didn't lose it. But anyway, this was intended as a present for a friend. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it. I go back and forth on it sometimes. It's like I really want to stitch on other projects, and then, but this is, it bothers me if something's dangling, lingering, and well, it bothers me sometimes. I guess it doesn't bother me about everything, because I leave my Celtic Banner dangling, and I just kind of ignore it. think I'm going to try and restart that one maybe. We'll see. Anyway, this is how far I am. Most of what I've done recently is just fill in over here and fill in the butterfly a little bit more. And it was meant to be a birthday present and to be done in November. I think last November I meant to have it done. And then it was meant to be Ostara this year, vernal equinox. Not done. And then same birthday's coming up in November, and I'm just not sure I'm going to have it done. And I'm not 100% sure I want to finish it. The friend, at least right now, the friend that I'm making it for doesn't know I've started it, has no idea, which is really cool because, I don't know, maybe I'll decide I want to keep it because I don't have any Ostara decorations. I have a cool, kind of funky, pagany, weird flag I put out front, garden flag. You know, if you're going to put garden flags out, put fun ones out. The best one is the weird Beltane tentacle-y lady that's dancing. Anyway, so that's that whip. Okay, and the other one I've been working on is I did manage to get a little bit of stitching in on my galactic galliard. Is that right side? That is right side. There we go. You can kind of see it. I apologize for the window curtain reflection. Anyway, this is galactic galliard. It is a design by Tempting Tangles. Oh, all of these I'm stitching with the called for colors, called for DMC, just on various linens. I am not a choose your own adventure kind of person when it comes to color. One of the things I've realized with especially with the ADHD diagnosis in the last 6 months is that I love cross stitch because I can just get the colors, get the fabric, and sit down and stitch and follow the pattern, and it's very calming and very zen, and I don't have to make decisions, and I don't have to decide, and it's just there. It's all done for me. And I kind of like that on this. That's half my stress with the freaking dwarf costume. I went to the fabric store yesterday because I needed a couple of things to finish my boot covers. My boot cover. I give up trying to point. Ah! Anyway, I can't even turn the right way. My boot covers. I had to go pick up something because I didn't. My first time ever making them, I had no idea. I mean, I kind of knew what I was doing, but my normal plan, just full speed ahead. Looked up a couple of things, read about it a little bit. I had a pattern, full speed, no. But I put them over my Dansko shoes, some of my really old Dansko shoes, because I have very high arches and I have to wear support shoes. And those are the best, and they're very comfortable. And I've tried wearing different boots to the con, but when you're on your feet all day and walking, I was just like, I want comfy shoes. So I took a pair of my old Danskos that are pretty beat up, and then I put the boot cover over those. And those aren't made to go over Danskos. They're made to go over like tennis shoes or something. Anyway, I don't even know why I got off on. Oh, I went to the fabric store and I got distracted because I'm not entirely happy with how the dress turned out, and I got distracted by I could replace the skirt. Lisa, 2.5, 3 weeks till con. What? No, I could replace the skirt. I could redo the skirt, and then I would just have to redo a little bit of the sleeves, which I've already had to redo. Yeah, anyway, so those kinds of decisions are difficult. So it's nice when I can just sit down with a floss and a fabric and a pattern, and the only decision I've had to make is what fabric I'm going to work it on, and then I can just do the thing. Oh, very nice. So I'm working on Galactic Galliard, although and I'm stitching it with a called for floss, and the fabric I'm using is Picture This Plus Mystic, and I've gotten about this far. I think mostly I've just done this, and at first I was trying for a page finish going down here, and then because there's one of the large Quaker patterns here, and then I realized I really want to see because after all that talk about not liking to make decisions and not liking to make changes, just do what's in front of you, I'm replacing the Bible verse in this because I will not do a Bible verse. And I'm replacing with Carl Sagan quotes. And so I wanted to see what it looked like as it goes all the way across and make sure it fills. But I think it's going to work out pretty well. And it is pretty. I get no credit for any of the colors. People keep commenting on that. I took this with me to the cross stitch night. Not a good pattern to take. I probably won't take it again. This fabric, so when I stitched my ink circles, this will do, that was stitched on black linen, and that wasn't hard. It wasn't as easy as a lighter color, but it wasn't as hard because the thread was dyed and then it was woven. This was dyed after it was woven, and so one that's dyed then woven, there's more spaces between the threads. These threads are all fluffy and happy and like to be close to each other, and it's really hard to see sometimes. And so that's one reason I haven't worked as much on it. But the other thing that is, and I don't know if you can see, I don't know if I want to get it that close. It's not, it's like, did I do that? My stitching isn't always, I try, I'm getting better. But is the back stitching. You do the little Quaker, and then you go in and you back stitch the whole damn thing. It took a long time. It looks glorious, and I love it, and I want to finish it because I know exactly where I'm going to hang it on my wall. But yeah, I don't think I would choose to do this again. I might on a dyed linen. I would not. And actually, there's a pattern. And actually, looking at, don't do that. Come back here, you. Looking at this and some of the pictures. See, they have a picture, a close up. It looks like that's linen, but it looks like it was probably woven, dyed than woven. And I'm like, because maybe it looks like it has more space between the threads than mine has. I am using, so anyway, but yeah, I'd like to finish this in the next year. We'll see. I'm not usually a Quaker pattern person, but I really love this one. The other thing that I've figured out is that I'm putting 2 Carl Sagan quotes. And of course that's the one project bag I don't have in here with me, but the one I'm putting across the top is it's going to fill most of the top, is, like I said, they're Carl Sagan, and I watched the original Cosmos when I was a kid with my mom, and it just, I loved it. It blew my mind. It was amazing. So across the top here I'm putting the sun, a red hot rock, no, the sun is a red hot stone, the stars a celestial flame, the galaxy the backbone of night. Which man could turn a phrase. But then when I get down in here, I have a little extra room, and so I wasn't quite sure what I would fill it with. And then here I'm going to put, we are made of star stuff, which fits almost perfectly. And that's the quote I think most everybody knows him for. So over here I realized I was maybe going to get some other Quakers, and I actually bought the Owl Forest embroidery solar system pattern because it has similar pattern, much smaller, more compact, but it has additional Quakers in it. And I thought, well, if I needed, I could plop one in there. But then I realized, and actually this occurred to me, and then I was looking at some samplers they had at the at my LNS, and that one of the ladies there was working on framing Tuesday night when we were at the stitch group, and she had replaced, the lady who had done it had replaced the verse at the bottom of hers with the verses out of a Billy Joel song, or the quote. I don't know what the quote was. They can be almost anything, but it was the words out of a Billy Joel song. It was great. I think it was the Only the Good Die Young one, which I'm not a huge Billy Joel fan, but who can argue with that song? Anyway, but it was done in a smaller font, and so I realized in this area where I kind of have the extra room, I can put the other favorite quote of his that I have, which is, "We are born wanderers, and we are wanderers still." So it's going to be really fun. I need time and space to work on it and not be worried about other projects I'm trying to finish, etc. So, and also, that fabric, I love it. It's so pretty, but it's so hard to work on. It hurts my eyes. When it's easiest to work on, I have a Lowry stand. I bought a Lowry stand. I put it in the Lowry stand, and I sit in my chair, and I have my LED magnifying glass that is, it's got a clamp, and it's clamped to the end table there, and I pull it over, and then I put on another set of flip down, or clip-on magnifying glasses on my glasses, and then I can really see what I'm doing. So it's kind of a project, but I love it, and I will finish it. That's like my main goal this next year, is to get that done. The youngest spawn, who has moved out, that was part of some of the chaos that was going. They were fine. Some of the roommate. Anyway, it was very busy, much more demanding than I expected, helping them move out. But there's a dragon, an Ambitious dragon, that was in Just Cross Stitch or Cross Stitch World. I forget which one it was, and I showed it to them, and I said, "What do you think?" And they go, "You could stitch that for me." I was like, "Oh, it wasn't quite what I had in mind, but okay, I guess I'll add it to the list." And also, so those are the ones I want to do. I need to sit down and look. I sat down and paged through my patterns, like, what do I want to work on once I start finishing off some of the projects I've got, and I'm not really sure at this point. I kitted up a bunch of stuff, and then now it's like I was trying to avoid overwhelming myself with choice, And then I kitted up a bunch of stuff, and now I'm overwhelmed with those choices. Hello? Okay. Whatever. And I know people use the little spinny wheel things, apps, and I tried. It was too fiddly. It drove me nuts. I can't. And plus, I'm very bad at following. Well, I'm not terrible at following directions because I can follow a pattern, right? And I can do things. I can make things. I've learned, but yeah, the rebelliousness some of my spawn have exhibited in their days is not entirely uninherited. We'll just say that. You know I've been busy because I have almost no haul. Almost none. Because just no time. And also buying things like extra beads for my wig that I'm remaking. I gotta make my beard's actually okay. I do a full board. I have a beard that I wear on, that I put on, just a fake beard. And then it mostly winds up being a chin beard because then the lace and stuff doesn't always stick that well. Oh, that's what I've got to order. I got to order the Pro Spirit. I got to remember that, or go buy some. If they're open. Sorry, one moment. It's like a Pro Spirit gum that's better than. I got to add that to my list. That's better than Spirit gum. Listen to me. It's better than Spirit gum. My list of things I have to get done today. I think the costume shop downtown is open. If I don't write it down, I may not remember. I think they carry it. I can call and ask. Anyway, sorry. Sorry. Just write things down, keep track of things. And believe it or not, the Adderall helps a lot with this, but not entirely. Anyway, I picked this up. I randomly was surfing eBay one night, and I found, or maybe one meeting when there wasn't much going on. Try not to do that. It's not good. And I found this on eBay. I like the Teresa Winsler patterns. A lot of them I feel like are a little dated and might need updating. And I'm just the colors and stuff. And I'm just like, and then all the blends and things. Sometimes I don't want to deal with it. But I do have one of her books. I have the original, the first fantasy book, because I haven't hit a point yet that I want the second one badly enough to pay the prices that are being asked for it right now. No shade on anybody who's willing to, because I have my hobbies where, yes, I am willing to pay that much for that thing because I know the hobby, I know the value, and I know what it means to me. And sometimes it's nice just to have the thing done. Doll shoes, like for the BJDs and stuff, the nice ones are very expensive. I used to think, who'd pay that? That's as much as you pay for a human shoe, almost. Well, not quite. Well, not the ones I have. Anyway, but once you try to make a doll shoe, there's a reason they're that expensive. I have paid more for a ball jointed doll outfit, one outfit, than I have ever paid for my own clothes. Even the wedding dress I wore. It's such a gorgeous outfit. I'll bring him in and show you at the end. Anyway, so why did I get? Oh, I was buying books, and so I found this one, and it's the petites, and so these are much smaller versions, and they're not quite as detailed, but they're just as pretty. And I thought, you know, if I want to stitch a Teresa Winsler, this is probably a better bet for me, and I would like to sometime. I think they're really cool patterns. The one that I might be, well, technically I'm not supposed to, is the Dragon Scissor Fob. I would love to find a copy of that pattern. If you run across one, or you know someone who has one they might be willing to part with, please let me know. I guess it's not supposed to be sold, and you can't find it anywhere, and I haven't joined any Teresa Winsler Facebook groups or anything like that looking for it. That's on me. Obviously, I don't maybe want it that bad, but I'm also cutting my social media presence on Facebook way down. Actually, it's part of been cutting on Instagram as well, and just kind of, yeah, that's a whole nother rant. Haul, whips, plans. Oh, I haven't really done finishes, plans. Plans, finish the stocking. That's the biggest one. Probably finish the Little Scotland, work on Galactic Galliard, and then I have some I have some Halloween ornaments that I got last year, ornament kits that I got last year that I'm working on. So like I've started this one, and I haven't worked. I don't know where the kit itself went. Oh, there it is. My giant work basket. I'm working it. I don't like perforated paper. I just don't like the way it feels when I stitch on it, and I don't like the way the ornaments look when they're finished. So I'm working it on this, which is Picture This Plus Barnwood. It's 36 count, and I really like it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just not going to fill in the black stitching. I'm just going to do the owl and the moon. So that'll be a simple one. And then I have to kind of shift gears because, like, well, and like this week I've kind of shifted gears. I have been cross stitching, but I've been working on cross stitch. Like yesterday, I spent, before D&D, the D&D group came over, I spent the day working on my boot covers and finishing up my sleeves pieces because it's the blue and orange gown dress, that blue and orange dress. God, I'm not even pointing at it. I am pointing at it. That. I'm making sleeves for it, and so it's based on an Italian 14th century, 15th century Renaissance gown. And then, so I'm making like, well, these are the upper sleeves that I finished. And so they go like over the chemise, they go here. And then I have, that's the chemise. Where are the cuffs? Oh, there's cuffs. So I have the, and then these are the cuffs that go, you know, on the bottom, which I probably should have stiffened more. But anyway, and then all this lacing looks really cool when you do it, trying to get in and out of it. Pain. So I have this elastic, and then I can just tie it in there, lace it, tie it, and leave it. And they didn't have black in the 1.5 millimeter, which I was kind of disappointed about. So I may look for a little bit more of that. But anyway, that to say that I've kind of shifted gears into con prep, and then after con I also am redoing my battle vest. This is the one I made. I'm not going to redo the back because quite honestly I love it. It's kind of a combination battle vest, tour jacket, and there's their list of places they played, band played, and then my Misty Mountain Fun Run patch. And somebody actually figured all this out. I have a map that, a book of Tolkien maps that academics put together, and they actually figured out that it was 35 miles in 2.5 days that Thorin's company were on the run under the mountains running away from the goblins. So, you know, it's a Misty Mountain Fun Run. Yeah. 35 miles, 2.5 days, 10,000 goblins. And then I have my back end patch, but I have some more, I'm redoing a couple of the patches. So I have some of that to do. I'm going to take some of these other patches off that, it started out kind of a Sons of Anarchy type of things, because I have a Sons of Durin Erebor t-shirt that is very much modeled on the Sons of Anarchy thing. And it kind of started off life as that, but as I've gone on, I don't want that look. And so I'm taking off the stuff that is more obviously based on that. And so I have to remake some patches. So I've got machine embroidery to do. And then I always give the Spawn Christmas ornaments every year. Because when I moved out of the house, I asked my mom for Christmas ornaments because we had a ton. And she had a bunch that they'd found in the attic of the house we lived in that were from the early 1930s and whatnot. Pretty cool stuff. And she just said, no. None? No, you can't have any. They're mine. So, okay. Well, she gave me one little like hodgepodge, one that was a styrofoam ball with a little piece of a napkin cut out and Mod Podged on it, and then rolled in glitter and a ribbon. I love it, but it's something I made when I was like 7, and so I love it. But that's the only one I have. And then, so when my kids were born, I just was like, no, we're not doing that. So every year I would give them a Christmas ornament. And we've done things like, one year we did Santa Yetis. They were fair trade, made in Nepal. I was like, yeah, these are cool. I love the Santa Yetis. Other years I just, picked up more typical ornaments, glass ornaments. Sometimes when like in Hawaii, I brought them home little folded bird of paradise things. So they're very eclectic. Very eclectic. And then, but they've got like a lot of ornaments. And some of them almost have too many for their small trees. And so they told me, although Middle Spawn last night did tell me, you can keep giving us ornaments, Mom. It doesn't mean you need to quit. But this year my plan is I'm going to make like kitchen towels for all of them with my machine embroidery. So I've got all of that to do, all the machine embroidery on those, and then I have a lot of sewing plans. Seasonal sewing really comes up in the fall and winter because I do a lot. I mean, I make pillowcases because I think holiday pillowcases are fun. So everybody, I'm making Christmas pillowcases for the 2 or 3 members of the family who don't have them, and others are a little bit more worn out. And then I might make Halloween pillowcases, because why not? Let's have fun with this stuff, people. And plus, it scratches my itchy craft gene. So all that to say, I'm not entirely sure, other than the stocking and working on Galactic Gaillard, that, you know, what my plans are right now, except to just get through all the holiday sewing and machine embroidery. And then I have to turn my machines in and get them serviced, and so then I won't have them for a couple or 3 months, and then I'll just have to cross stitch. Darn. That's gonna, oh, it's just, you know. Anyway, yeah, I think that's everything. I am going to I'll run through this at least once, just to make sure there's nothing really awkwardly embarrassing. But I think I'm just going to throw it up, because otherwise it will never happen, and I apologize for that. I appreciate those of you who are here, who've been listening and watching. I really enjoy making these. It's really neat to know that some of you enjoy watching them, and I don't think it counts. You don't have to finish it. I think if you just start watching, it counts as a view. I don't look at the statistics, because that gets depressing. Anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I hope you and yours are well. I'm a little more hopeful for our world than I was. A little more. But, you know, life goes on. And so do we. So I hope you're healthy. I hope that you and yours are both healthy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I hope you can just have all the happy stitching time you want. All right. Bye.